Regulatory Commission calls for increased investment in Ghana National Gas Company Limited to sustain the country's energy sector. Later in Good Afternoon Ghana, we will be engaging stakeholders in the environment space on Ignite Media's Maiden Clean Conference. These and many more coming your way. Do stay. Now let's start in the lawmaking house, and Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has ruled that the President John Dramani Mahama's announcement of Builsa North MP James Agalga as the new majority leader did not follow the procedure prescribed by Parliament's standing orders. According to him, the President has no authority to formally communicate a change in leadership of parliamentary caucus to the Speaker. Speaker Bagbin made the clarification when Parliament reconvened on Monday, August 24, 2026, following President Mahama's announcement of Agalga as a replacement for Mahama Yariga, who is expected to take up a new role in government. Let's hear the Speaker. Well, we'll bring you that story later on. And still in the House, lawmaking House, Minority Leader of Parliament Alexander Afenyo-Markin has publicly stated his intention to submit himself to any investigation into allegations of extortion against him by Ghana Gold Board CEO, Chief Executive Officer Sammy Gyamfi. Speaking during Parliament's emergency recall sitting, he challenged the accusers to report the matter to the appropriate authorities, indicating his readiness to cooperate fully with any investigations. Let's listen to him.
In the face of the allegations of extortion leveled against me, I have chosen to take high moral ground by submitting myself to the processes of the law. I have accordingly caused writs to be filed in suit number GT 1029/2026, entitled Osahin Alexander Afenyo-Markin versus Samuel Edu Gyamfi and Multimedia Group Limited at the Accra High Court, and suit number GR/ACH/CC/C5/02/2026, entitled Osahin Alexander Afenyo-Markin versus Eric Ejay and Peace FM at the Achimota Circuit Court. I have every confidence that in the fullness of time, the court will make the appropriate determination on these matters. Mr. Speaker, I also await with bated breath that the man or the men who made the allegation will have the courage to report the matter to the police or the OSP or any investigating agency in this country. And I expect that if they muster the courage to report that I have extorted from them and I am invited, I shall submit myself to every investigation so that eventually my name is cleared. Mr. Speaker, there is a limit to political discourse. There are lines that must not be crossed, and these red lines, once crossed, they must be dealt with. Mr. Speaker, I can modestly and humbly say that I have served in this position with integrity. I came into this office a man of hard work with determination, and I have achieved for myself what I have to do for myself, my family, and my constituents. Mr. Speaker, I work with clear conscience and with fidelity to the responsibilities entrusted to me. I say so without more.
Now speaking on Good Morning Ghana, Member of Parliament for Jirapa constituency, Cletus Seidu Dapila, emphasized that the Gold Board CEO Sammy Gyamfi will not make an extortion allegation without having something up his sleeve. This follows the Minority Leader Afenyo-Markin's disclosure of legal actions against individuals and media institutions over extortion allegations leveled against him. Member of Parliament for Kwada so cautioned Sammy Gyamfi not to disrespect the Minority Leader, while urging him to humble himself and render an apology.
Sammy is a very meticulous politician. And Sammy is a young man who has a mandate to execute. Particularly, the Gold Board mandate largely is the economic value. Largely. And Sammy knows very well that there will always be a day of accountability. Sammy has never run away from accountability. Sammy has made Gold Board operations very transparent. If somebody, slap me and I don't slap back, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
I thought he took that position in order for this matter to die a natural death.
But will it?
But I think he's now resurrecting the matter. And Sammy Gyamfi, that I also know, Sammy will not also come to throw such allegation without having something in his sleeve.
So, Sammy Gyamfi should not disrespect our leader. He shouldn't.
Okay.
Sammy Gyamfi and Eric Ejay, they should not. And this should be the last time we are politicians, right? You must be decent in our discourses. It shouldn't be that one day I meet Sammy Gyamfi, I cannot talk to him. He meets me, he can't talk to me because I have marred his reputation.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be part of our politics.
Okay.
And I said yesterday that if he's minded, Sammy should humble himself and offer words of apology to our leader. If he had done that, I don't think that Afenyo Markin will do that. Because in politics, you don't know tomorrow.
Okay.
We should stop the character assassination.
Alliance for Governance and Accountability has called on President John Dramani Mahama to institute a full-scale investigation into the alleged $1.7 billion gold loss and hold individuals responsible accountable to ensure transparency and good governance. Addressing the news conference, co-convener for the group, Kofi Kusi Dapar, says the domestic gold purchase program should not be shielded from public scrutiny.
Public money deserves stricter protection. Every dollar lost belongs to Ghanaians. It could have supported hospitals, school roads, water systems, and even Big Bush. President Mahama must take responsibility. President John Dramani Mahama must ensure that these losses do not become an annual feature of Ghana's public finances. His government cannot preach accountability while state institutions explain away billions of cedis in losses. We demand that the President, through the Presidency, do the following. Publish a complete and reconciled account of the program. 2. State the exact loss and identify where it has been recorded. 3. Disclose the off-takers, discounts, fees, and beneficiaries of the transactions. 4. Explain the pricing, trading, and foreign exchange decisions that produced the loss. 5. Publish the relevant audited financial statements. 6. Identify the officials who approved the transactions and deal with them. This loss of gold money, no matter how expensive or glib the public relations attempt to hail it, shall forever haunt the NDC government and President Mahama. 7. Introduce firm safeguards against further losses. These questions belong in the public record. Government must answer them with figures, contracts, audited accounts, and transaction records.
The group also wants Minority Leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo Markin, to take steps to clear himself from extortion allegations made against him by Gold Board CEO Sammy Gyamfi.
Mr. Afenyo Markin cannot treat this matter with silence or political indifference. He leads a caucus of members of parliament and occupies one of the most important leadership positions in the country. A person who exercises oversight over the government and demands accountability from public institutions cannot carry the tag of an extortionist without confronting it directly. We call on the minority leader to clear his name immediately. And it's important to know that he is known as the Osakene. He must answer the following questions. Did he ever demand money from the Gold Board CEO or any person connected with Goldberg? Did he request a private settlement, personal benefit, or favor in connection with his public criticism of Goldberg? Did he hold any private meeting or communication with Mr. Samit Demfi concerning Goldberg? Did he propose or participate in what Mr. Demfi described as compulsory arbitration? What specific interaction between the two men led to the allegation of extortion? Then, is he prepared to submit all relevant messages, recordings, and correspondence for independent examination? These questions require clear answers. We want the minority leader not only to say he will use legal routes to seek redress, but actually take steps to clear his name.
Now, from compelling conversations to urgent calls for change, Metro TV's Clean Conference kicked off at the University of Ghana's City Conference Hall on Friday, August 21, with a strong focus on building a cleaner Ghana. Here is a recap of the conference.
Enforcement must be firm, fair and consistent.
Water bodies carry more than water.
It's an offense at ourselves, an affront against God.
A Muslim who is conscious cannot be dirty.
These are voices from different corners of Ghanaian society, united by one pressing question: how do we build a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable Ghana?
Ghana's sanitation and environmental challenges have become too significant to be addressed by one institution or sector. It is against this backdrop that Metro TV brought together key stakeholders at the maiden edition of the Clean Conference to discuss the nation's progress towards achieving SDGs 6, 7, and 12 ahead of the 2030 deadline.
From government to business, academia, religious and traditional leadership, the message was clear: Ghana's sanitation challenges demand a collective action.
Let us work together to ensure that the SDGs become more than global commitments written in policy documents. Let them become visible improvements in lives of ordinary Ghanaians. And let us build a culture where cleanliness, sustainability, accountability, and responsible citizenship become part of our national character.
Chief of Staff Dr. Julius Deborah delivered the keynote address, challenging Ghanaians to view cleanliness as a test of citizenship and leadership.
Our producers and manufacturers also have a duty. Production cannot become pollution. Businesses must improve technology, reduce waste, recycle more, and take responsibility for what they put onto the market.
The call for change did not stop at the presidency. Spokesperson for the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Armiya Shaibu, turned the spotlight on the behaviors that shape the country's sanitation culture.
Muslim who is conscious of his faith will uphold cleanliness, will not litter, will not defecate openly, will cooperate with government in ensuring that we have a nation that is clean.
Chairman of the Christian Council of Ghana, Reverend Enoch Na Thompson, reminded participants of the duty to preserve and protect the environment for future generations.
Let our faith as Christian people be visible in the ways we care for God's creation. In the second place, to businesses and industries, it is our expectation and prayer that the use of the resources we engage in our production must be made with a sense of profitability with responsibility.
From the government chair came a strong call for action on the recurring flooding crisis, as his representative, His Royal Highness Ni Kojo Ashefi Papanyura I, spoke on his behalf.
We as citizens have our own part to play. It is not a duty of just the government, the religious bodies, and the chiefs.
Yeah.
We need to behave like responsible citizens. Yeah. That is the only way we can complement what the churches and the government is doing.
The conference also served as a platform for the private sector to outline its role in tackling Ghana's sanitation challenges, with Zoomlion Ghana Limited
Now, Zoomlion Ghana Limited has begun a self-funded disinfection and disinfestation exercise across markets and sanitary facilities in the Greater Accra region following the June 29 floods.
The exercise is aimed at reducing the risk of disease outbreaks by controlling mosquitoes, flies, and other disease-causing microorganisms that may thrive in flood-affected areas. Speaking to the media on Friday, August 21, Zoomlion's Greater Accra Regional Manager Ricky Anochik from Pong said the company decided to take up the exercise as part of its corporate social responsibility and commitment to supporting communities.
We are taking it
at reducing the risk of disease outbreaks by controlling mosquitoes, flies, and other disease-causing microorganisms that may thrive in flood-affected areas. Speaking to the media on Friday, August 21, Zoomlion's Greater Accra Regional Manager Ricky Anochik from Pong said the company decided to take up the exercise as part of its corporate social responsibility and commitment to supporting communities.
We are taking it
Moving on, a WASH technical specialist for World Vision Ghana, Yao Arthur Ahin, says while children are most affected by the sanitation challenges in the country, they are often neglected from conversations aimed at solving the waste crisis. He is urging more to be done to include children in sanitation conversations across the country. He was speaking at the School Sanitation Solution Challenge here in Accra.
By World Vision Ghana, the School Sanitation Solutions Challenge (SSS) is an initiative aimed at nurturing children into sanitation-conscious ambassadors of change and encouraging them to develop sustainable solutions to sanitation challenges in schools, communities, and public spaces. The 7th edition, which is currently underway, saw schools from the Tilapia and Coconut zones compete with their sanitation solutions on Thursday, August 20. Out of the 10 schools, 2 students were crowned winners. Yao Arthur Ahin is WASH technical specialist for the World Vision Ghana.
The realization is that whilst the children are worst affected, they are not part of the solution. And so we thought that their virgin ideas are important and we need to tap into them. And so far they've demonstrated that they also have very useful ideas.
We'll be back with more stories. Do stay.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600 360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena bra.
Oh, Abena. If it's not Abena rice, I can't eat any other. More.
Abena rice. And Nijin Kwa.
FDA, in
Biggie's house, there's no place to hide. And even when you think no one is watching, the energy can swing in an instant. This BP Naija Season 11, everything burns brighter. Only the biggest moves tip the scale, because nothing is given. But everything is for the taking when the world watches. Will you be outshined, or will you step up and take the spotlight? Big Brother Naija Season 11, showing 24/7 on DSTV Channel 198 and GoTV Channel 49. Headline sponsor, Bet Power.
This is the old way. Let me show you a new and a better way. EduPack. EduPack? Yes, EduPack. A GS-approved and supported initiative for all first-year students going to SHS by Prospectus Ghana Limited. Now you don't need to go to the market. All your trunks, mattresses, pillows, including plastic chalkboards, are all waiting for your child at the school. Note, all our wooden chalkboards are being changed to plastic ones to avoid bedbugs.
You can also register by dialing *713*821# following the prompts, or you can visit www.edupackgh.com and tap register. You can also register at any ADB branch near you at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by GES.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meet local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
You're welcome back from the breaks. Thanks for staying with us. Now back to our earlier story, where WASH technical specialist for World Vision Ghana, Yao Arthur Ahin, says while children are most affected by sanitation challenges in the country, they're often neglected from conversations aimed at solving the sanitation crisis. He is urging more to be done to include children in sanitation conversations across the country. He was speaking at the School Sanitation Solution Challenge here in Accra. Let's take a listen.
By World Vision Ghana, the School Sanitation Solutions Challenge (SSS) is an initiative aimed at nurturing children into sanitation-conscious ambassadors of change and encouraging them to develop sustainable solutions to sanitation challenges in schools, communities, and public spaces. The 7th edition, which is currently underway, saw schools from the Tilapia and Coconut zones compete with their sanitation solutions on Thursday, August 20. Out of the 10 schools, 2 students were crowned winners. Yao Arthur Ahin is WASH technical specialist for the World Vision Ghana.
The realization is that whilst the children are worst affected, they are not part of the solution. And so we thought that their virgin ideas are important and we need to tap into them. And so far they've demonstrated that they also have very useful ideas which are practical, and that is what we have been using. There are 4 objectives to this. The first one is to encourage the children to cultivate keen interest in environmental sanitation. The second one is to help them to become sanitation conscious and agents of change, influencing their peers, their families, their communities, their church members, among others. The third one is to build capacity so that they can co-create sustainable solutions to the sanitation challenges around them. But the most important for me is that I want to empower them to be able to advocate improved sanitation themselves.
Thomas Narakole, the head of Zoomline Foundation, said parents must support their children to turn their ideas into reality.
Whenever adults want to design something, we design it based on our technical expertise and we expect the children to use it. But Zoomline Foundation started creating what we call Zoom Kids Clubs and helping to spread awareness on sanitation through school clubs. Along the way, we realized that the children have ideas. So why not come together with partners like World Vision, King's Hall Media, and others, so that we give the children a bigger platform, so that now they can come and share the ideas. And that was the genesis of the whole Child Sanitation Diplomat competition.
Nabia Suleiman Aliyah, a student of Elmina Methodist JHS, and Efra Ajebia Akko, a student of Bethany Methodist School, Jowlu, were crowned winners of the competition in the Western Zone.
Basically, I think the key to solving Ghana's sanitation problem is education, because education is the main foundation through which all the other practical recommendations can pivot on. So we need to get agencies, NGOs and governments and the local assemblies to organize awareness programs and other competitions, such as for example, we have the School Sanitation Solution competition, which students like myself and all other contestants were able to research and know more about sanitation.
Well, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin has ruled that President John Mahama's announcement of Busa North MP James Agalga as new majority leader did not follow procedure prescribed by Parliament's standing orders. According to him, the President has no authority to formally communicate a change in the leadership of Parliamentary caucus to the Speaker. Speaker Bagbin made the clarification when Parliament reconvened on Monday, August 24, following President Mahama's announcement of Mahama James Agalga as the replacement for Mahama Yariga, who is expected to take up a new role in Parliament. For the technical hitches. Now moving on, the District Chief Executive for Elembele, Joseph Ejekum, has donated some handworking machines to persons with disabilities in the district. The machines, which included sewing machines, refrigerators, among others, forms part of efforts to improve the livelihoods of residents in Elembele. Well, unfortunately, we'll bring you that story in our later bulletin on Newsnight. That's all for the bulletin. My name is Natasha Jamra. Do stay for the rest of the show.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302 998 246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to a mammy man for Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so by a man is swing, and a sansu mama hoto so a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
We're kicking your year off
in all her glory.
With more, because we got you.
You get it?
You know that. We got kicks. We got scores. We got action. We got roars.
It's my specialty.
We got drama. We got fun. We got more for everyone. With an upgrade on us, just for you. More channels, more shows, more reasons to stay.
We got you.
DSTV, we got you all the way.
From finding your dream home to building a legacy for your family, the Homeowner Show has been your trusted guide.
How sure are you what you are getting is the right land? And it has to do with searches, land commission, checking social planning authority, checking everything to make sure that what you are buying is not a problem or a challenge-prone transaction.
The stress of even not owning a house and constantly coughing up to rent is a big issue.
Join me, Hannah Atiasi, and my distinguished panelists as we delve into exciting conversations. Season 3 of the Homeowner Show, every Saturday at 6 p.m., only on Metro TV. Don't just own a house, build a legacy for your family.
Every Thursday morning, the spirit of the school come alive. From the marching bands to the dining halls, the fear and the panic stories, the convoys to old students' pride, to unforgettable homecoming moments. Metro TV brings you the School's Homecoming Show live. Relive the glory, celebrate the legacies, reconnect with the memories that shape legends like you. The celebrations, the anniversaries, the homecoming activities, and the legacy projects that you embark in your school. The Metro TV School's Homecoming Show comes to you every Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. live on Metro TV. This is the School's Homecoming Show live on Metro TV.
Chicken. Yeah, you know what to do. Parents, guardians, your Saturdays are about to be beautiful, exciting, and entertaining on Metro TV. You are going to enjoy what is called massive home entertainment with funny face. I am back again, children. We are about to celebrate in your schools. We are about to dance in your schools. We are about to do everything we'll do in your schools. You will enjoy, I will enjoy, neighbors will enjoy. Everybody will enjoy. Children, be ready. We are going to do chicken, cow and chicken, cow and chicken. You just flap your armpit, open it, flap it, open, flap. Yeah. You see me in your school, you just open your armpit and you flap it. Chicken. That's all. You know what to do, my brother.
Time with the Children's President, coming soon on Metro TV.
What was all this drama of coming to my class late today?
I told you I'm pregnant. What are you doing about it?
I said, Abado, why make up so?
Hey, oh, please don't be teaching one. Shall we Phoebe? Shall not say I pass our bravo?
But why are you saying that?
That girl is a charlatan. It's a wolf in a sheep's clothing. A prostitute in disguise.
Abaya come yourself. Na bla ubo college mu ha eye.
My friend said if she come and come. Since I'm come pie, don't come and spoil my spiritual mood for me.
But you the other time the running way, Charlie, I take come no you chop am. My food no.
Do you know how hungry I was that day?
For no say you be running there. If I bring am no for no.
One more thing, I will embark on a project like 1 boy, 3 girlfriends.
Right, welcome back from the break. Many thanks for staying with us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Today is the 25th of August 2026, and we're here to keep you company for the afternoon. Of course, getting into some of the topical issues happening in the country. So welcome aboard. We're on till 2 p.m. when we wrap it all up here. I am Desmond Okrekudanso, and this program is live on Facebook at Metro TV Ghana. Also on YouTube, we're live on the DSTV channel 277. Also, we are on there. Coming up this afternoon, we're still staying on the clean conference. In fact, the aftermath of it, whilst we engage major stakeholders who were present at the conference regarding what they've been doing, and of course, the general theme of the event, as we had, assessing Ghana's progress towards the UN SDGs. We will talk about that. And today, joining us on the table to have this conversation, we have the Contract Cleaners Association of Ghana joining us. The executive secretary is here with us, so we get to talk about what they do and general conversations about our sanitation space. And then we will get into a conversation about what is happening between the CEO of Gold Board, Sammy Gyamfi, and the minority leader in Parliament, Alexander Abenyomark. And yesterday on the floor of Parliament, he mentioned a number of things. We know that he has sued the multimedia group and some other individuals with regards to that extortion, statement that was made by Mr. Sammy Gyamfi of Gold Board. And the minority in Parliament also held a press conference. In fact, the NPP had a press conference earlier today. We'll talk about that. And we'll get some thoughts of a lawyer on this particular issue. Yesterday, the OSP confirmed that they had received petitions to investigate the matter, and they say that they are assessing the case, and then they would see whether it's within their mandates to investigate and work on that particular case. We'll see how that goes. So that's what we'll bring to you on the show today. So do well to stay with us till the very end. But as we're talking about our environment in our first conversation for the afternoon, of course, you know that when it comes to waste management in this country, the biggest, the one and only is Zoomlion Ghana Limited. And as we try to keep our environments clean and make sure that we are safe in the environment after the floods that happened in June, a lot of refugees all over the place, Zoomlion Ghana Limited has been doing some spraying exercises across various regions. And so let's take a look at this report as was done in the Greater Accra region, and then we'll later take a look at the exercise that took place in the Central region.
Exercise is aimed at reducing the risk of disease outbreaks by controlling mosquitoes, flies, and other disease-causing microorganisms that may thrive in flood-affected areas. Speaking to the media on Friday, August 21, Zoomlion's Greater Accra Regional Manager Rikiano Chikfrimpong said the company decided to take up the exercise as part of its corporate social responsibility and commitment to supporting communities.
We are taking it upon ourselves to disinfect every place to help contain the microorganisms that in a way ran through as a result of the flood. And here that we are also trying to make sure that we curtail the flies, the mosquitoes, and all those in this place. And this area, for instance, Zoomlion is in talks with the assembly to make sure that we do evacuate, then claim the land for a purpose that will serve the good of the community.
The Environmental Health Officer of Ayawaso North, Richard Donko, thanks Zoomlion Company for such initiative. This
disinfection activity was triggered as a result of the flooding issues that we had a couple of weeks ago. You know, before having flooding, there will be a lot of runoff. And the runoff passes through a lot of facilities, which can be public toilets, sometimes even the septic tank itself, biogas drains, dumping areas and all that. So before it gets to our premises, it is not just a wastewater, but highly concentrated and polluted water.
The exercise will target markets, sanitary facilities and other public spaces considered vulnerable to the spread of disease.
Zoomlion Ghana Central Regional Manager Noah Ado Opi explained that the exercise forms part of an ongoing contract with the MMDAs and Environmental Health Department to disinfect flood-affected communities. He said the first phase of the exercise was conducted during the recent flooding, with the current exercise serving as a second phase. He added that the disinfection exercise will be carried out periodically to help protect communities from disease.
Zoomlion Ghana Limited, in partnership with the MMDAs, we launched this exercise. Number one, to eliminate the pathogens causing the diseases and also to break the vectors, or to control the vectors. And aside that, the aim and the purpose is to also prevent any outbreak of cholera, malaria, typhoid, and any other related sicknesses or diseases.
The Central Regional Environment Director, William Stogbe Nyaso Abebiu II, said the disinfection exercise will help eliminate bacteria and viruses that could cause diseases in affected communities.
The idea originated from the fact in relation with the recent flood that happened, and we observed that a number of sanitary facilities were also flooded. Once they are flooded, it means that the environment is polluted. And in order to break the chain of spread of diseases, we had the idea to spray some selected areas in order to reduce the contamination so that we don't have any outbreak of diseases.
The Assembly Member for Cape Coast North, Honorable James Arthur, commended Zoomlion Ghana's Central Regional Team for the initiative.
It's the Zoomlion Wapa, and I think me Abakazi electoral area we are raising can wash us, and I have not started or Cape Coast North. It's the Ahana raising can wash us, was a Combia Wapa. It's the Oye some papa, because maybe when they got this, maybe a public toilet or within a wife negation or I think the Sakura Bumpa on Yaza, Yansabaki.
He assured the team of the Assembly's support and said that they would continue to collaborate with stakeholders to improve sanitation and cleanliness across the central region.
Right, so that's the disinfection exercise that's been happening. We brought to you that happened in the Greater Accra region and also in the Central region, and we know that will be happening across the country. And of course, for us here at Ignite Media, we have vowed to continue the conversation on keeping our environments clean and also ensuring public safety. Our environments are also safe for us to live in that. And that is why we brought you the Clean Conference last week, Friday, where major stakeholders were present at this conference at the University of Ghana, where we had discussions on the way forward for the country ahead of the SDG goals deadline in 2030. And the question has always been, will we be able to achieve that by 2030? Well, we'll see how that goes, right? But in studio joining us now, and we have the Executive Secretary of the Contract Cleaners Association of Ghana, Diana Suman Tanihu, and also the Executive Director for the Center for Environment, Natural Resources and Sustainability, Dr. Pakwesi Dwelfo Abedu, joining us here so we can talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, thank you for your presence at last Friday's program, the Clean Conference. Just your initial remarks, your thoughts about how it went down on Friday. Diana.
Thank you for having me. And I must say it was a good one for a maiden edition. And the stakeholders that Ignite Media was able to gather spoke a lot about, the seriousness of the conference and then the seriousness with which we want to attach the SDGs. Okay, great. Doc?
Fantastic, fantastic. And kudos to Ignite Media, kudos to your team. You guys did a great job. It was very exciting to find, the kind of people the stakeholders who were present. Honestly, I wish, and I've still been thinking, I wish this is a quarterly something. I wish it's not annual something, especially looking at the fact that, like you mentioned, we are looking at just about some 4 years or less to the 2030, which is the deadline for the SDGs. I wish it's something quarterly or even biannually. But hey, it's a good program. The only thing I also want to add is that probably the next one we can consider bringing all the MMDAs.
Okay.
Whether the DCs or reps from these assemblies, because they are the key players as far as our sanitation is concerned. So probably something that I want to add up, but it was a fantastic program.
Great. Good to hear that, and we appreciate that. Definitely, we'll take the feedback and we'll work on that. But the purpose of the program, we're talking about our environment, sanitation, for contract cleaners. For many of us who are probably hearing of you for the very first time. Until Friday, I hadn't heard about Contract Cleaners Association of Ghana. Talk to us about the group.
Okay, so we've been around for long,
really?
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yes, and we've done a lot in the background. Our group comprises of cleaning service providers.
Okay.
Suppliers of cleaning products, equipment, any cleaning related service belong to the group. So we even have those who do like management, training. So it comprises a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. But because it started with the cleaning service providers, it sort of take the center stage most of the time. So even our name, we're trying to change it so that it will be all encompassing now.
Really? What do you hear of something that's contract, like contract cleaners?
Yeah, it's really not done as good.
So but that's fine. It's the understanding of what you do that will also have this. And in the space of what you do, it means you do directly with Guineans, individuals who contract you to do some of these work. What would be your remarks on how people appreciate our sanitation issues and the work towards it?
Okay. Yeah. So like you rightly said, we deal with the schools, the hospitals, the banks, name it, all that forms part of our ecosystem in terms of the community. But we realize that our mindset about cleaning, it's very, very bad. Okay, bad in the sense that we don't give cleaning the sort of place it should. When COVID-19 happened, it was sort of a good thing for our industry because suddenly people became aware of the importance of what we do.
Right.
So it's only during that time that we became part of the essential services we were allowed to move around. But we thought that would bring some mindset shift, but it hasn't. So even though people know that we cannot thrive in environment that is not clean, because a clean environment that is not clean is not safe. Okay, so we realize from the approach that people give to the work that they don't really respect the work, and that notion affects the workers because people in that space also feel demeaned if they are giving you a service that is supposed to be life-changing and they are not, equally rewarded or regarded. It's very demoralizing. So I believe that our mindset should change towards cleanliness in general.
Okay, the mindset. I remember Hineba, what's the name? Yeah, Hineba of Bastard Boys. He was very emphatic, during the panel session that we know what the problem is, and then leadership knows also, but the will to get the work done is a problem. For you, Doc, the mindset that she talks about, that we all talk about, how do we just oppose that with the systems that the government is supposed to put in place to ensure that all that we're talking about is practicable? This is the solution, practicable solution from the mindset to the system, and together we make the change.
Great question. Good question. Look, mindset, the mindset she's talking about reflects the culture that we put up as a people. So it has become part of us. And so the poor sanitation attitude that we find, it has translated from our mind to what we do every day. Good question, because what we do can be reformed, can be shaped by the kind of infrastructure, the kind of systems the government put in place. Look, I always say this. Every human being by nature is a bad nut. Every human being by nature is a deviant. What makes one a good person or a bad person is the kind of system, the kind of laws, the structures that shape the person's attitude. And so that is why you find a Ghanaian living in Choco, disposing waste anyhow, but will go to the US and will dare not dispose waste anyhow. Because there, the same Ghanaian with the same thinking will be changed. His or her lifestyle will be changed by the laws that applies in the US. And so government has, need to play a very critical role in shaping the way of life of the people. And here, one, it's even about the sensitization in itself. Yes, the third party organizations, we the CSOs, we'll do our best with sensitization, we'll do our best with advocacy, we'll do our best with all the things that we have to do. But if government has an institution like the NCCE, which is supposed to sensitize people for them to understand the civic duties, basic responsibilities that they are supposed to put up as a people, then it means that you are beginning to shape the minds and the attitude of the people. But here is the case. What system do we have as far as NCCE is concerned? What are the resource constraints that they have? What capacity do they have? To what extent are they able to shape the minds and the attitude of the people? That is one pillar. Same on government. What are the infrastructure, the systems in place to even complement the little that we are doing to even shape attitude? I can encourage my brother sitting here that, hey, when you consume and you generate resource, I don't want to call it waste anymore. I want to call it resource. You generate a resource. Where do you put that resource? Where do you put that waste, for the sake of those who don't know waste is a resource? Where do you put that waste? Okay, don't throw it anyhow. Now here's the case. This man is walking from here probably to Osu. You are admonishing that he doesn't have to throw the waste anyhow. Where does he find? What is he going to encounter in disposing the waste? He can walk from here to Osu and there's no dustbin, there's no container whatsoever for him to dispose his waste in. That is a street. It is neither for me nor for you. It is a public space. And that is where government support is needed, like you asked. So that, okay, there are facilities to augment, to support, to complement the person's intent to even change the attitude. Okay. So whilst we are admonishing, we are encouraging people to shape their minds, to change their attitude, there is another role that is expected of the government to play by making sure that the needed infrastructure, the support systems are provided, so that whilst the citizen is trying to do his or her best, the complementary infrastructure or support system is also there to meet, so that they all meet together, they come to a point whereby, the result is expected. But whilst we are always on the citizen, always, putting everything on the citizen, do this, don't do that, don't do that. And then the alternative, the needed framework, ecosystem, that is supposed to help the system do the right thing is not being provided, then what are we expecting? We'll go and then at a point we will hit the bar and we are not able to achieve the necessary results. So government, whether we like it or yes, needs to play a role. Even with the private sector, which is trying to also help the situation, like my sister's association, like Zoom Lion, like the recycling companies, like the waste management companies. Yes, they are private sector. Yes, they are trying to do something to get some profit whatsoever. But this is more than the person's profit. It is about public health. It's about how the country is faring. Remember, sanitation is not just about somebody's profit. It's even about tourism.
Yes.
It's about so many things. So the government cannot just simply say that because, okay, people are able to invest and generate some money or income from the waste, the government wants to say that I'm leaving everything for the private sector without it playing no role. It can't work.
You raise a number of very important points with regards to sensitization and the concept of seeing what we produce in our homes as resources and not just waste. For me, that's a very important one, because if we all see it as waste, then it will be, well, we're just throwing it away because we produced it and so it has to go. But the sensitization of it being a resource, knowing that you can make money out of that, that could be, that change of mind. But again, with all that we talk about, I really do not, maybe of course we'll see Zoom Lion doing a number of ads on radio, on TV. For the NCC, it was just a few weeks ago. One of these challenges on social media came up, and then they joined, and everybody was like, NCC is working, and all of that. But the sensitization that you talk about, I don't remember the last time I've seen any proper, advertisement or education sensitization across all foods about dropping this. It comes with all the negatives, but it's also a positive in terms of the resources that we can gather. Well, as we sit here, I can definitely remember the advert on drunk driving.
Yeah.
Many years ago. Yeah, when the guy was going to sit in the trotro and went to the kiosk and got something. Yeah. I still remember that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. Yeah, and there's so Fasamena, those kind of education.
There was one, but like you mentioned, I don't even remember. I think it's the early 2000s.
Yes.
That's how I remember this lettering thing.
Yes.
I can't even recall.
And there was Fasamena and all of those things. Very long ago. But again, it may look like those of us who have, in quotes, are literate may understand the conversation we're having now towards 2030. What about our brothers and sisters who only get information through radio or through TV, not exactly understand it, but by the communication that is given to them, they could understand that, no, what we are producing can give us money. And so let's do it this way. Let's not throw it away. For you as a woman, as a mother, as someone's auntie and all of that, if the understanding gets to you, I am sure it will make it easier to be passed on to our little brothers and sisters and all of that. I think we're not getting that enough.
At all. In fact, the sensitization bits cannot be overemphasized. I think on radio last week, Original FM,
yes.
I said something. I used an example at an airport experience that I had, that whilst I was waiting for my flight, I saw like an under 2-year child who had just finished taking something in a plastic, and then the mom gave the child tissue to clean the mouth. She just pointed in a direction. The child went there. There were recycle bins in colors, and they had the inscription on it. That toddler stood for a while, watched, and then I realized that the child put the plastic in the plastic and then waited a while and then put the paper in the paper. So I was like, the thing has to be so endemic in our system for the change to take place. And a child like this is growing up with it. So if we don't consciously sensitize and educate and make sure that people understand why they should do what they are doing, and like you rightly said, where are the receptacles? Even if you tell them to do it, it's not encouraging because they start, and where does it end? So it comes down to the state also taking up its responsibility, because we can do all that we are doing if we don't provide in our communities where it all starts. Then we are not really ready to tackle this issue.
That is why Yawatahin of WASH
Vision.
World Vision, Yawatahin of World Vision, he's always been clear about his stance that we have not prioritized sanitation. If we had, a lot of the things that we're talking about in terms of the education, in terms of the provision, because if you provide and then someone does otherwise, then you can hold the person for that. You can only encourage or urge the person not to throw here. But if the person is done with the waste, or as we call it, the resource, and doesn't find anywhere to put it, So that's why when we make the case of the mindset, when people travel abroad, what they would do, the argument also is that, well, they find bins always to be able to drop them in. So the education, again, is very important, but the system to make it work is also one that we need to look at. But again, the sanitation, the SDGs we are talking about, clean water. Yesterday we were having a conversation here. Looks like our issues as a country are so huge that, like yesterday I thought about it, we are dealing with the indiscriminate, disposal of waste. And then there's clean water where we need to fight towards, and that starts from Galamsey. Our waters are getting muddied. Ghana Water says they need so much money to be able to make the water clear. They are closing down some of the stations because they are choked. They don't have money to work on to treat the water and all of that. Then you hold your head in your arms, in your face, and in your hands, and you're saying that. Then where do we start? What's the practical? Again, the conversation, as Seneba said, we'll talk and talk and talk. At the end of the day, it's about the practical solution. Look, the practicality of the solution that we are looking at. How do we get there? How do we get to make practical solutions? Because, see, Zoomlion Ghana was doing its best when it was given the contract by government. And with all that happened, the local assemblies have been given the work to do. The local assemblies themselves, they do not have the capacity. The money to work is not coming in. So what are we doing then, Doc?
Thank you. A lot of questions in the question.
In fact, I've boxed everything because you cannot think of one and leave the other. They are all together.
So let's try and let's try and bring out the feasible options.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about feasible options because it left me alone. I wish we can start from here, but we can't. So let's just start from here.
Okay.
I'm talking about the fact that look, I wish we can talk about waste segregation in the house from today.
Okay.
Waste segregation
we'll start
in the
from the
communities.
home.
Yes, waste segregation. But you see, the reason I'm saying I don't want to go here because we have not even learned how to dispose the resource well. How much talk about the segregation? That's why I'm careful to even jump the process. Okay. So let's even do the low hanging fruit one, proper disposal of the resource. Now, you see, you mentioned of government, you mentioned of the sensitization and everything. Let's start with the people, the sensitization thing. One of the things that I've always been advocating is that, look, our state institutions, they haven't been proactive enough. They should take it or leave it. They haven't been innovative enough.
Okay.
Maybe that will serve better.
Innovative enough, okay.
They haven't been innovative enough. Why am I saying this? Let's even assume, granted that NCC, for example, lacks the resources to pay Metro TV, Original FM, and all the stations to advertise every day. Beyond that, social media is doing well. And more importantly, for the young people whom we want to change their attitude. These young people are always online, learning, basically, from the various platforms that we have on social media. How much does it cost if you think Metro TV is expensive for you? How much does it cost to create content and then doing sensitization on our social media handles? This one too, must you need a huge budget from government before you can do that? Okay, so even if you want to say that long that we heard or we saw this advert, they will tell you that, okay, we don't have the resource and everything. That's why I'm saying that an alternative at least is there to catch the younger generation. What are we doing with that? But they will still give you excuses. We don't have the pickups, we don't have the cars and so on and so forth, and always be seen there. No. I don't think they've been, our state institutions have been innovative enough.
Okay.
First point.
Right.
And so, yes, as for government and the fact that the resources are not there, we are always going to hear that song being sung, that government is not able to provide with the resource and everything, but at least we can be more innovative than what we do. Now, with the people, yes, we agree. As for the people, we are always a problem, like I've already mentioned. And so I also don't want to exonerate them or to make it as if they're not part of the problem. They are part of the problem. But you see, my brother, more important is that we are in a democratic society whereby people are paying taxes for certain things to be done. I've just done a very simple calculation here. We pay 10% Bola tax, what we call Bola tax, okay? Annual revenue that we get, on the average, is about 300 million Ghana cedis. If you do 300 million by the 261 district MMDAs, it's about 1 million and some figures above. And so I just did a simple division further of that amount by 600 cedis dustbin. I mean, the waste bin, the 240-liter one. Average market price around 600 cedis. We are looking at about 1,900 240-liter waste bins.
Okay.
1,900. Now, I want you to do a simple imagination. Accra, all the MMDs, they are having 1,900 waste bins located all across. 1,900. You let's even make it 1,000 waste bins per each MMDA in Accra alone. can you imagine how easy it would be to assess? Waste bins or resource bins. Can you imagine how easy it would be to assess? Just 1 year's revenue that we've gotten from the tax that we have paid. Granting that you are saying energy levy, which we know is the reason why most of the monies are being shifted and that we're not getting the money to invest in sanitation. Granting that even half of the money we pay as tax for sanitation goes into energy. And then you leave 500, half, 50% for us. That means at least 500 dustbins for just 1 year per each MMDA. You think that is not a lot? That is a lot. And you think that is not going to help augment attitude or support, the proper disposal attitude that we are all looking for? It can. So that brings to the question of the commitment of the government as well. What is the government doing with the money that we have been paying? I'm not saying you should go and find money from somewhere or, if you look at our budget, almost every time we are augmenting about 80% of our budget with donor funding, whatever. We are not talking about the donor one. The one that we are paying, mobilize it and give us half. Let it come back to us and help us get a better sanitation infrastructure. That one is a problem. So it tells you the commitment that we have. Imagine this amount of money, 300 million cedis, and then just 1 year, we decide that 150 million or even 100 million is going to waste recycling infrastructure. Can Zoom Lions use it for something very important to help manage our resource? Why am I even still going back?
Resources. This conversation, yesterday we mentioned that the commitment from Ghana government, again, if you look at the private sector, a lot of people are, Zoom Lion Ghana Limited has massive infrastructure when it comes to waste management. What happens to government is government not seeing that, in fact, if you want to then support the private sector to be able to do this, to raise more across the country, so that, as you mentioned, every district will be able to have a place where they call a transfer station or a recycling plant and go drop it there so it can be recycled for that. But if we do not get that, then it begs the question about the commitment of government in all of this.
Yes, look, when this government came, one of the indicators, one of the KPIs was that we are going to assess based on sanitation. Now, government even imposed a certain percentage of the District Assembly Common Fund, 20%, right?
Yeah.
10% or 10%.
I think it's 10.
Yes, 10%. Granted, 10%. If you look at the average amount of money the MMDAs are getting, averagely each MMDA is getting about 25 or 20 million Ghana cedis. So let's even say 10%, that is 2 million Ghana cedis. You think that 2 million, assuming that government is even insistent on that investing that 2 million, that 10%, purely on tangible, measurable sanitation infrastructure, you think we can get some improvement? Look at what is happening to MMDAs. What are we seeing? What innovative, what new are we seeing with the budget? So far, they've had, this is the second year we are in. What have we seen really? Let's be honest with ourselves. True. In terms of sanitation investment, even with that 10%, we all move around. We all live in districts. Wherever you live, there's a district, right? What have we seen? Let's be honest with ourselves.
Do you see that happening?
How do you feel? If they tell you that, okay, we have not gotten to infrastructure yet, we are sensitizing people, what have you felt, even in terms of sensitization? I'm saying this because not all the monies can go into direct, tangible investment, like the waste bins or the resource bins that I'm talking about. But even the other ones, what are we seeing? By the time they'll tell you, oh, the sanitation committee had a meeting, this and that, and the money will never move away from the assembly.
Have you heard anything like that? Have you seen? Have you seen the tangible, the tangibility of the sensitization in your district, in your area? Have you seen that?
I think we all live in the district, like you said. If we wouldn't have had the June disaster with the floods. Okay. I think, like he said, the state cannot exonerate itself in all of this.
Right.
When he was talking about the analysis that he just did, sometimes these things are the things that will encourage private sector, because private sector should not be the ones leading the charge. The leadership should come from the state. Okay. So even if in the district, this is what you want to achieve, you can pull along private sector that, companies around, let's provide these receptacles. Yeah. And how many companies won't come along? But if the willpower is not there, the leadership is not there, we'll keep beating around the bush because companies will not out of their own will do things. But if there's a direction to which we want to move all this conversation, you realize that, I mean, the CSR that people are doing can even be directed in a particular way. The resources can come with the help of the private sector, but then the leadership should always, I mean, it has to come from the states to make the impact.
The direction of that is what has yielded to a core. There's a core that we need to have an authority, so a national sanitation authority, to be able to have that backing to enforce this, as we have Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service, and all of those.
Look, I must be very honest with you, in a very frank manner.
Right.
For me, those kind of re-engineered offices, they don't add up.
Well, no, but currently it's the local governments that cuts across to all the MMDAs in terms of making sure that when it comes to sanitation or waste management, they're on it.
You don't think there are already, I mean, enough duplicates of these roles? Look, for every MMDA, there's environmental health office, or environmental sanitation office. Office there, they are being paid everything. Okay. Aside that, we have EPA, which is complementing all these things. For me, that, like I mentioned, the MMDAs are the people. They are with the people. Every MMDA is made up of assemblies and communities.
Yeah.
And so if you have a well-functioning MMDA, my brother, to be honest with you, the authority doesn't really add up. I must be very frank with you. Because if the DCE, for example, the District Coordinating Director, they are working well, making sure that monies are allocated to the various offices, health directorates, or the district health office or whatever. This is your budget. These are your KPIs. And so on and so forth. Why do we need the authorities to sit in Accra and again do what in Wale Wale?
Okay. You make a very important point there. Yeah. Is it also because we've once had a sanitation ministry and many were disappointed with what happened with that? So, you know, in fact, we have a national sanitation framework that was prepared by the sanitation ministry when it was there a few years ago.
Look, the ministry is all about policy. Okay, the ministry is all about policy and policy direction. We have enough. In fact, we have enough of that comprehensive policy. All right, we have a lot of structures, regulations, everything. Every assembly has bylaws.
Exactly.
Tell us that the bylaws are, what's the word? Outdated. They need to review. They can be reviewed. The problems are not skyrocket. They are simple A, B, C, D. That can be done at the local level minimum. The ministry, for example, currently we have the Ministry of Local Governments and superintending that. If you go to a ministry, we have enough people to supervise, to monitor, to check these MMDAs, know which MMDA is not performing, which one is performing, based on these KPIs. And then if we have to sanction or sack whatever, then we just do that. Must we create another authority before we can get a better sanitation system?
Right.
For me, I mean...
Well, if you just tune in, we're just having a conversation based on the Clean Conference that was held last Friday. Dr. Pakwesi Edofo-Abedu is here with me, as Ms. Dinah Suman Taniu, and there are a number of important points that we have raised from this conversation. Again, it's about enforcement. It's about, like you say, and I agree with you on that. The laws are there.
Yeah.
If we go to the assemblies, the laws are there.
We know everything.
We know everything. but again, as yesterday when I was discussing with my colleagues, were saying that in this country we have not had enough sanctioning of people in office to hold them accountable. You know, so someone will build somewhere, as we were saying yesterday. The permit was given by someone who was in office, but the building rather be pulled down. Yeah. And the person who gave the permit is still in office. There. So we'll give another permit to another person because when him say, I mean, they won't come to me to do anything. So that's very important there. So for contract cleaners, what kind of sensitization do you give to your people? You know, as they're also involved in all of these. In fact, one of the things that also come up is
Maybe the assembly should engage them and then
they should give us a contract to do some work.
Talking of that, let me just chip this one.
Right.
You know, when it comes to our public places, you realize that our public washrooms are not places you want to.
Terrible.
And this is something that for us as an association, it's a big deal because we know how it should be. What should the standard should be.
Okay.
I remember one time we did like a cleanup exercise for Mokola shopping mall. And it wasn't for just the public washrooms. Yeah. It wasn't an easy thing. I mean, you realize that we do not really care about our hygiene when it comes to public spaces. Anything goes. Talk of our schools. If you go to most schools, especially the girls don't want to visit washrooms.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they do and they get UTIs. It's bad. And I think, like we're talking about, those spaces that fall under the district assemblies, I mean, we are there to offer our service. Sometimes we even want to train them so that they can handle those places. Because it goes around, we all use, I mean, the markets, places, our children are in school and all that. So for us, those are spaces that we also want to or come in and then support.
Yeah, and also the conversation about wash. It was said at the program that many schools do not have washrooms, and that's deterring, the pupils from West, especially the ladies, females, as you mentioned, going there and all of that. And again, it's not like they don't know. We all know. You go out there to public spaces.
Yeah.
The Accra Sports Stadium, people do complain about dog. Just again to the feasibility of this, that at the end of the day, when I raise the question, we will be able to attain the SDG goals. The answer in the room was a big no. We will not be able to do that. So what then do we do? Because we've been given a deadline, and if 2026 we do not have anything to show for it, really the progress is so little that we're all disturbed that we cannot reach that deadline, then what do we do?
So I don't also want to sound like a pessimist. I don't want to sound like we can't do it. I still believe that if we are intentional about this and commit ourselves, I am very confident that we can achieve whatever goal, especially from the side of sanitation. We can at least get to a certain, higher level in terms of achievement. The first thing I would want to call really is about the commitment from government. Government must be more serious with our sanitation. And I want to repeat, government must be more serious with improving sanitation in the country.
Right.
Okay. Whether we like it or yes, government, I think, is quite slow with the pace in terms of how they want to tackle this sanitation problem. Okay. Whilst at that, let me also do some small advocacy for our environmental health officers in the district. Whenever I go to their offices, they are one of the vulnerable offices that I want to go or visit, because you go to an environmental health offices, the person's office, and the office itself doesn't look like environmental health.
It's not safe for the best to be there.
You see, they look very malfunctional and helpless.
Yeah.
It is a time that we need to give people responsibilities with performance indicators. Okay. The issue is that the assemblies wouldn't want to give you the money to operate and come on account. Every time there is a central system trying to control all the resources. Okay, but the person is there purposely for that. So I think it all boils down to how intentional government is going to be. Because if government from the top decides that, hey, we want to see this, and that every office or this particular office must be taxed with this role, and this is how we're going to assess that person or that office, I'm sure we can do better. So government must wake up.
Right.
Because
government
resources are swallowing us.
Yes, a lot of that. We saw that, and over the years, we've had Accra become the cleanest city in Africa. I don't know where we are now in terms of the ranking. If there was supposed to be a ranking, I'm sure we'll not even be anywhere near. Any final thing that I know what to add before we wrap it up?
Yes.
Yeah.
So like he said, It's doable, okay, but we need the direction.
Okay.
I mean, from the conference that we just had, there were a few pointers that were given. If we have an implementation roadmap, we could have said that, oh, we are at point A, we are at point B, and we need this more to get to C. But stakeholders, we are at a loss because there's nothing we are working towards. And that is what's, make it a bit pessimistic. But there's still hope. If we can have and galvanize everybody around that, we can achieve something.
We can achieve something.
Yes.
Right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Daniel Suman, Tani is Executive Secretary for the Contract Cleaners Association of Ghana, and also Dr. Pankwesi Edofa Bedu is Executive Director for the Center for Environment, Natural Resources and Sustainability. And still on some of the stories that we were looking at in terms of the environment, the World Mosquito Day has been observed, raising awareness about mosquitoes and the diseases they transmit and the importance of preventing mosquito-borne diseases, with stakeholders calling for intensified efforts to create more awareness.
World Mosquito Day is observed every year on August 20th to raise awareness about mosquitoes, the diseases they transmit, and the importance of preventing mosquito-borne illnesses. While insecticide-treated nets remain the bedrock of malaria prevention, experts warn that their effectiveness cannot be taken for granted as mosquitoes develop resistance and adapt their behavior. Scientists at Westergaard Noguchi Vector Labs say continuous surveillance, resistance monitoring, and rigorous product evaluation are essential to ensure malaria interventions remain effective. The lab plays a key role in testing vector control products and generating scientific evidence to support their performance. Juanita Johandes, laboratory manager at the Westergaard Noguchi Vector Labs, spoke to Metro News on Ghana's fight against malaria.
For some people, you may want to know how an insecticide-treated net works. It does two things. It provides physical protection and chemical protection. When I say physical protection, I mean that the net provides a barrier between humans and then the mosquito. And when it comes to chemical protection, most of these nets are impregnated with some types of insecticide. What these insecticides do is they either kill the mosquito or incapacitate the mosquito. And with this, it prevents the mosquito from being able to bite humans and in the long run transmit malaria. That is why it's very important to ensure that the insecticides that are treated in these nets are working effectively.
As the world marks World Mosquito Day, scientists say the fight against malaria does not stand still, and neither can the science.
All right, so very important, the World Mosquito Day. We need to create more awareness on that. That's what stakeholders are urging. Now, the Executive Secretary of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, Shafiq Suleiman, has called for increased investment in the Ghana National Gas Company Limited to sustain the country's energy sector. And he made the call during an industrial tour by the commissioners and management of PURC to the Ghana Gas operational facilities.
The Executive Secretary of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, Shafiq Suleiman, described Ghana Gas as a strategic national asset and a critical player in Ghana's energy sector, particularly because of its role in supplying natural gas for power generation. According to him, the PURC was impressed with the performance of Ghana Gas and recognized the need for continuous investment to maintain and expand its infrastructure. The PURC Executive Secretary also raised concerns about the integrity and sustainability of Ghana Gas infrastructure.
PURC is much impressed about the activities of Ghana Gas so far. So there are issues relating to the current infrastructure and the sustainability of the infrastructure and even the integrity of the infrastructure. So whatever is required in terms of third-party proliferation of the infrastructure needs to be looked at and protected, because we know Ghana Gas is the sole infrastructure operator in Ghana. They are not supposed to share that with any third parties, and we are building the capacity of Ghana Gas as a nation to ensure that they have all the needed manpower, the needed knowledge, and then we are also expanding the infrastructure, encouraging them to invest more in the infrastructure so that they can be able to sustain the energy sector of Ghana.
Meanwhile, The Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Gas, Judith Ajoba-Blay, disclosed that the company intends to reinvest its profits into expansion and improving the reliability of its operations.
When a company does well and posts such high profits, you ask yourself, what next? So for us at Ghana Gas, is what next? What next is expansion. We need to invest those profits in ensuring that our operations are more efficient and that we have more reliable and more available gas for use of power generation as well as industrial use. So that's the next stage for us. Beyond profit is expansion and reinvestment into Ghana Gas.
Board chairman of the PLC, Moses Saga, highlighted the importance of Ghana Gas beyond the production and supply of natural gas for power generation.
In addition to producing gas for power, they also strip liquids, which are also very important for the economy of Ghana. I'm sure you all know the product called concentrates. Concentrates are used to mix RON 85 up so that we can get RON 94 thereabout. So these condensates that they produce come to supplement what TOR has been doing. So the condensates are lifted from here in Atwabo and tracked down to Tama Oil Refinery.
Ghana Gas is also close to commencing construction of its third compressor, which is expected to provide additional reliability and redundancy in the company's gas processing operations.
Right now to the Bono East region, where the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, has promised reforms in the agricultural space to help curb losses.
The Vice President, who was the special guest of honor for the festival, used the platform to connect directly with the predominantly Agarian population, acknowledging their struggles and outlining tangible interventions to improve their livelihoods. The Vice President's assurance signals a renewed push by the government to make agriculture a more sustainable and profitable venture for the region's backbone workforce.
The challenge for the next phase of Mekong is to deepen those connections so that the relationships renewed here continue long after the festival ends. Government will continue to do its part, but development moves faster when public investment is matched by the energy and enterprise already present among our people.
Beyond the political messaging, the Vice President took time to underscore the cultural significance of the Mekong Bono Festival, which has grown into a vital platform for celebrating the rich Bono heritage, reconnecting the diaspora with their roots and fostering partnerships for tourism, investment and community development.
Agriculture itself can support new businesses in processing, logistics, machinery, storage, packaging, and marketing. We believe that our young people should be able to see a future in these industries. Distinguished guests, 5 years is an important milestone for this occasion. It should also be a beginning. Let this festival continue to preserve the history and traditions of Bonoman. Let it continue to bring our people together across communities and across borders.
Adding his voice, Osajifo Siadeyo Dr. Nana Agyeman Gbedu II, President of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, lauded the remarkable cohesion displayed by the Bono people, describing their togetherness as a shining example worthy of emulation across the nation. The gathering also provided an opportunity to promote partnerships in tourism, investment and community development. The Vice President urged the people of Bono to use the festival to protect their history and traditions by strengthening their sense of togetherness.
Now, the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church of Ghana, Most Reverend Professor J. Kwabena Asamoah Jedu, has advised government not to interpret calls for accountability by citizens as an attack on its administration, and he says that the government must instead remain focused on delivering the campaign promises on which it secured the mandate of the Ghanaian people.
The 52nd National Conference of the Methodist Church Ghana was held in Tema, hosted by the Tema Diocese at the St. Paul Methodist Cathedral. The conference brought together selected lay and ministerial delegates from across the country. The opening ceremony was preceded by a colorful parade by members of the Boys and Girls Brigade of the Tema Diocese. The 5-day conference held under the theme, Walking in the Word, Equipped for Every Good Work. Delegates reviewed the church's activities over the past year, deliberate on key issues and set priorities and policies for the year ahead. In his address, the presiding bishop, Most Reverend Professor J. Kwabena Asamoah Jaidu, called for a broader understanding of Christian stewardship.
Recent devastating deluge in the country exposed the inadequate conception of Christian stewardship and responsibility that we have worked with. The continued devastations of arable lands and pollution of water bodies through illegal small-scale mining must be seen as part of our prophetic challenge with respect to ministry and mission.
Speaking to the media on national issues, the presiding bishop advised government not to view demands for accountability from citizens as an attempt to undermine its authority.
To also extend that to the government to pay close attention to the promises they made to the country when they were campaigning for office. I don't like it when an issue crops up and you talk about it and some political actors say, but you didn't talk about it the previous, when the previous government was doing it. My answer to that is that if we like what we saw, we would have voted them out. So there's no point in making any reference. You promised that you would do.
Most Reverend Professor Asamoah Jaidu said government must therefore remain responsive to the concerns of the people and work towards delivering on its campaign commitment.
Away from that, the National Health Insurance Authority has launched its Digital Knowledge Center at the head office here in Accra, providing staff with a central platform to support continuous learning, knowledge and knowledge sharing and professional development. The launch took place on a Monday, that was August 17, and was available to all staff across the country.
Present at the launch were deputy directors, regional directors, members of the various committees, and other staff members. Speaking at the launch, the chief executive of the NHIA, Dr. Victor Saribampo, described the occasion as an important milestone for the authority, emphasizing that a strong and high-performing institution must remain a learning organization. Dr. Bampo said the Knowledge Center would provide staff with opportunities to continuously acquire new knowledge, develop their capabilities, and improve the way they work. He expressed excitement about the platform's potential and commended staff for their enthusiasm during the pilot phase, which recorded more than 5,000 registrations since June 2026. He thanked the deputy chief executives, directors, committees, staff and technical partners, particularly Promo Central, for their contributions towards the development of the platform. He subsequently officially launched the Knowledge Center and urged all staff to take full advantage of the learning portal. Earlier, the Deputy Chief Executive at MENHR, Raphael Segbeb, described the initiative as a major milestone in strengthening staff capacity and promoting a culture of continuous learning across the authority. He acknowledged the collective efforts of the Steering Committee, Technical Working Group, Content Development, focal persons and other staff who contributed to the initiative. A demonstration by Promo Central highlighted key features of the platform, including course management, policy management, quizzes, CPD credits, webinars, health and wellness tips, learner progress tracking, and secure certificates with QR authentication. The launch marks another significant step in NHIA's digital transformation, providing staff nationwide with a central platform to learn, share knowledge, and continuously build the skills needed to deliver effectively on the authority's mandate.
A big thanks to them for being a part of our clean conference that took place last Friday, where they even had their, tent so that people could actually register onto the NHIS system. And so, thank you so much to the NIA. As we still do some of the stories here, the Obahima of Asin, Bosumadri, Nana Abuna, and Puma Kubra has initiated a project to plant about 3,000 trees as part of efforts to restore the lost forest cover in Central Region and to combat climate change.
The festival was held under the theme empowering the youth in sustainable cocoa production practices against Galamsey in Asin Busmadri in Asin South in the central region. In her address, Nana Ampoma said the falling of trees and illegal small-scale mining have severely degraded Ghana's forest. She revealed that Ghana has lost approximately 8,900 hectares of its forest reserves to illegal mining, hence her decision to embark on an operation to restore the forest by planting about 4,000 new trees.
Afie committee afashe na ye committee no me ni ohima ameka ho na ye boye tirim ko se afie bia yedi na kwan sonko so na afie we ye ne se be ma na ye sonko kra nti esan se enua ema yenya enkwa enua eboa ma yenya ayaresa bebre ewu nti ye di si ye ni so afie we ye bedue enua ama afashe na ye sonko ama ya hye eti busmadwe mai forest in Mukina.
The committee chairman for the festival, Philip Aka, urged a concerted effort towards replenishing Ghana's forest cover.
We embarked on this tree planting exercise because we want to make sure that this whole area becomes green in the next few years. We have 4,000 seedlings that was given to us free of charge by the Forestry Commission, and we're starting to be an ongoing thing. And we're going to protect, especially those ones that we are planting inside the town. We're going to put nets around them so that the animals will not feed on them.
Right, you're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana here. We have some minutes to wrap up on the show, but the current conversation happening is about the extortion comments that the CEO of the Gold Board, Sammy Gyamfi, made towards the minority leader in Parliament, where we know that he's sued him. And, you know, on the floor of Parliament yesterday, he mentioned a number of things, but the NPP has held a press conference where they've accused the Ghana Gold Board of contributing to the persistence of illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, in the country. According to the opposition party, Gold Board's gold purchasing system has created loopholes that allow gold produced through illegal mining activities to enter the formal gold trading chain. Addressing the media earlier today, the NPP national organizer Henry Nana Boakye alleged that Gold Board is unable to adequately distinguish between gold sourced from licensed mining operations and gold produced through illegal mining.
When we're talking about some 40 million Ghana cedis or so, today we are talking about $1.7 billion, 22 billion Ghana cedis. Let us be clear on the fact that there is no dispute. The IMF's own report, not the MPP's report, nor the minority report, recorded losses of more than $1.7 billion in 2025. This was under the Domestic Gold Purchase Program, an arrangement where Gold Board acted as buying agent for Bank of Ghana. And you see, the reason why I'm so concerned about this is that we were told that this Gold Board, you recall, that the processes leading to the enactment of the Gold Board
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 trading institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meets local and international standards? Then GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
Good morning, Ghana. Wake up to the big matters of the nation with Moro Awudu.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television.
You left power at a time when you couldn't finish secondary school.
Hey, I have my standards, you have your standards.
No. I'm never going to tell you for a second.
Every morning, live on Metro TV.
If we don't do it, our energy sector will collapse and we'll be in the darkness. And it is actually going to cost us more to be in the darkness. You lost me about 2 turns back.
2025 all the way to 2028. That's the meaning of it. Because the government says that they are extending that tax. What is sensitivity? And that's Professor Mahama and Honorable Dr. Tifoso are committed.
Unfiltered insights, groundbreaking perspectives.
Expenditure is key, but you can't spend money, don't have the money.
We go again next day. Good morning, Ghana.
Whether every when the minority leader and his colleagues asked hard, fair questions about $1.7 billion loss in the public interest on behalf of every Ghanaian taxpayer, how did the NDC and Sammy Gyamfi respond? He did not sit with the documents and answer them page by page in good faith. He stood on government platform at the seat of the president himself at the Jubilee House under series meant to promote transparency and accountability. And he used that platform to insult and vilify. He called the concerns of the elected representative of this country reckless. He called them bereft of facts and common sense. He called them barefaced liars before he had even finished laying out his facts. Ladies and gentlemen, that platform does not belong to Mr. Gyamfi. It does not belong to NDC. It belongs to the presidency of the Republic of Ghana. It belongs to every Ghanaian. When a public officer takes the platform and uses it to insult and vilify the minority in parliament, instead of answering them, he does not disrespect one man, but the entire parliamentary group. He disrespects the office of the presidency. He disrespects the institution of parliament. He disrespects every Ghanaian who was watching, waiting for real answers about their $1.7 billion. A president who is supposed to believe in decorum has a duty here. A president who believes in respect for the Ghanaian people has a duty here. When an appointee turns a platform built for accountability into a stage of insults, a president who values, or who is supposed to value decorum, does not wait. He must act. So now you understand why the New Patriotic Party will not accept what Gold Board says is the final word on how the country lost $1.7 billion. You recall, under the New Patriotic Party, when the NDC were in opposition, through some economic decisions, the Bank of Ghana then, you remember that we were going through some hard times regarding our economy. We lost some 14 million. They branded the Bank of Ghana governor as a criminal. They branded the MPP as a group of criminals. They staged several demonstrations. Today, we are talking about $1.7 billion. And indeed, this loss is already accepted. In fact, what they intend to do is to divert your minds. Sami says it is not Gold Board. Bank of Ghana says yes, it is in our books. That is what they are saying. So there's a loss. There's a loss to your money, the public purse. There is a loss. So if few years back you branded the entire MPP as criminals, when we were talking about some 40 million Ghana cedis or so, today we are talking about $1.7 billion, 22 billion Ghana cedis. Let us be clear on the fact that there is no dispute. The IMF's own report, not the MPP's report, nor the minority report, recorded losses of more than $1.7 billion in 2025. This was under the Domestic Gold Purchase Program, an arrangement where Gold Board acted as buying agent for Bank of Ghana. And you see, the reason why I'm so concerned about this is that we were told that this Gold Board, you recall that the processes leading to the enactment of the Gold Board Act was one of the fastest in the history of Ghana's parliament. One of the fastest, because we were told that this was a game changer. This was going to save us money. This was going to benefit the ordinary Ghanaian. And just less than 2 years after the enactment of Gold Act, and in fact, they have been given the mandate to be the sole buyers, sole sellers. In fact, they determine the price of gold. They are the sole exporters of gold. You have been given such huge mandate, yet you are causing us $1.7 billion in just 1 year. And you want to play some games. Oh, it is not in our books. Oh, nowhere in the report did the IMF say that Gold Board caused this debt. What are we talking about? We must be serious in this country. And the media, we must ask the hard questions. It is BOG Gold Board loss. They have caused us all of these losses. And we cannot pretend. You cannot insult everybody. When we have lost such colossal amount of money, and you are insulting everybody, answer the hard questions. Some years back, you staged demonstration because of some 40 million Ghana cedis or so. And today we are talking about 22 billion Ghana cedis, and you are insulting everybody. You think you are going to stop? We are not. We will ask the hard questions. And if you vilify the minority leader, if you call him names, I am happy that Osahini Alexander Afenyomakin instituted a civil action against them. That is a court matter. I will not be interrogating that matter here. But that fact The 1.7 billion debt, it cannot be swept under the carpet of insult, vilification. This same government's incompetence and its policy dissonance have allowed illegal mining to explode across the country. Our water bodies are dying. Our farmlands are poisoned. Our forest reserves are being torn apart. Even our oceans are feeling the damage. And I can tell you, Galamsey is now worse because of Gold Board. And they themselves, they have indirectly admitted that. Galamsey is worse off now. His Excellency, the President himself says that his own people are into Galamsey. I don't know what he has done about that. But Gold Board, I can tell you now, is the cause of the environmental destruction we are seeing. They are now responsible for Galamsey. I'm telling you, it's a fact. Here in plain truth, as we speak, Gold Board cannot tell the difference between gold bought from legal, licensed source, or gold dug up by illegal miners, tearing apart our forests and our rivers. Sammy Gyamfi himself admitted on live television that some of Gold Board's own licensed buyers may be doing exactly the wrong thing. Serious voices from the Chamber of Mines to the MPP members in Parliament have asked the same questions again and again. If Gold Board is not buying Galamsey gold, then who is it? To this day, there is no honest answer.
Right, so there you have the NPP National Organizer, Henry Nana Boakye, there, speaking at a press conference held earlier today by the New Patriotic Party, where they are alleging that Galamsey is worse now due to the activities of Gold Board or the operations of Gold Board, because they say that Gold Board is not able to differentiate between gold mining operations that is licensed and also that which is coming from illegal mining or Galamsey. We'll stay on this and bring you more subsequently on News Now. But log on to our website, www.metrotvonline.com. I am Desmond Dokrekudans. Many thanks for watching the program. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Good afternoon.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meets local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544-622-250, 0577-622-250, 0204-622-250, and 0277-622-250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
Metro TV. Insightful and inspiring moments.
gold, aviation and shipping. The new sanctions are designed to force Iran into concessions, including reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Haiti's transitional government has condemned an overnight gang attack on a town near the capital that left dozens of people dead. Many of the victims were displaced people who had been sheltering in a church in Kenskoff, close to Port-au-Prince. Gang members also set fire to homes before police gained control of the area. Powerful gangs control an estimated 80% of Haiti's capital. Syria's President Ahmed al-Sharaa has thanked US President Donald Trump for his decision to remove Syria from Washington's list of state terror sponsors and relax economic sanctions. Announcing the decision on X, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the move unlocks new potential for Syria's economic revitalization and progress.
U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened Canada with 50% tariffs on cars, vehicle parts, and steel. It comes after trade talks collapsed last Friday. Now, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney walked away from negotiations, saying that Washington was asking for too much. On Monday, the Prime Minister said there are ways to improve trade between his country and the U.S.
But an attitude at the negotiation table that Canada is a subsidiary of the United States, the Canadian industry is going to be disadvantaged relative to American industry, that we're going to set up terms so that over time Canadian industry is going to face constant headwinds. That's not something we're going to accept.
Well, a short while ago, I spoke with Martha Hall Findlay. She is director of the School of Public Policy at the University of Calgary. She's also a former member of the Canadian Parliament with Prime Minister Carney's party, the Liberals. I asked her if Canada miscalculated its leverage with the U.S.
I don't know if anybody anywhere in the world can count on any kind of leverage in discussions with the United States. From my understanding is that the Canadian negotiators actually felt like they were pretty close to having an arrangement, and then it was Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick who came in at the last minute and derailed everything. I wasn't there. That's what I understand happened. But let's be honest. I mean, Canada already has a trade deal with the United States and Mexico. It was originally called NAFTA, then USMCA or CUSMA. The President of the United States has negated that deal right from the beginning. So I think we all have to question what in quotation marks, a deal is. Mm-hmm. You know, I think the Prime Minister said a signature on a deal would be in pencil. Somebody else, a pundit here in Canada, said more like crayon. We're all just hugely frustrated. I mean, the Americans and Canadians have long benefited from these, open trade arrangements. Mm-hmm. Frankly, at this point, our best approach is in Canada, and some of us have been advocating this for a long time. The Americans are our best allies. Maybe not Donald Trump, but the American businesses and the American consumers that are paying more for significant products like aluminum, raises the cost of a can of beer. They're our best allies, and it's starting to show. People are starting in the United States to protest their own president's tariff approaches.
Do Canadians and Canadian lawmakers, do they see it that way as well?
Well, there's obviously a lot of discussion in the country, and some people have different views. Some people have been saying, be tough. Some people have been saying put on retaliatory tariffs, and some, including me, for example, and our group here have been really recommending be calm. Look, Donald Trump could say one thing today and say something else tomorrow. Look at the behavior of the United States with respect to the war in Iran. Mm-hmm. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. Our job really is to make sure that the businesses in Canada that are facing imminent significant challenges are helped. We don't want to have to do that, but We did do that in COVID. COVID was devastating to an awful lot of smaller businesses. Right now, those are the businesses that will probably be hurt the most in Canada. But then who knows, it won't take long for Americans to object to the costs of these tariffs for themselves.
Are you saying then that in worst case scenario that you have to maybe bridge the next 2 years, the 2 years that are left in the Trump administration, and with the hope that once President Trump has left the White House, times will get better?
I don't know that the concept of 2 years applies to anything with respect to the Trump administration. They do have midterms coming up. Those are guaranteed. There are a fair number of people in Donald Trump's party who are starting to get increasingly worried. I think Donald Trump should be worried.